Okay, hello everybody. Today is Friday, June 26th, a little bit after the market close. I did trade my Lilu account today. Most were the Autotrader entries, and then I manually trailed the stop. And I did ultimately hit my goal of 650 with a little bit of positive slippage this last little runner here. So I wanted to talk about levels for a second, and these blue lines on the chart, these were drawn previously, not adjusted. Let's just go to today's action. The reason this line is drawn here is because of this low here and this high volume node here, and this high right here. Okay, so I drew it here because this bounced here and kind of through the middle of this chop and then this high volume node. So the market respected this level pretty well. The next line on the chart was drawn because of the high here, and this wasn't here when I drew it, but if you go back a little further, you'll see that it was kind of just above the high there. And it was the high here, and the low here, so I think this is why I placed it right there. The next line on the chart, by the way, this is an Andrews pitchfork. If you've ever seen this on your drawing tools, this is how it works. You take a high, and then you find a retracement, and then you draw the pitchfork here, and this trend line here held pretty well. The market respected this pretty well. Notice how today's lows came right to the center trend line drawn from here, just this single trend line. This was respected as the bounce point, and then the high of the pitchfork, not quite there, but pretty interesting how that works. I'm going to delete it from the chart just to clean up the chart a little bit here. Anyway, the next line on the chart was drawn at this high volume node here, and you can see that, right here, the market bounced off this level several times and then finally decisively broke through. And then on this bar it stalled at this level here, which acted as resistance here. And then this level down here, I have two lines drawn close together, and I'll show you why. If we go back on the chart, we'll see the low of the night session here, and then this level 5 or 6 days ago. So a couple of charts I let run overnight. This is the Autotrader fully automated in Sim, and this starts trading at 4:30 a.m. and it is filtered by a 14-period SMA, which is this line here, and it caught a nice long trade and then just a little bit of a short trade here to hit its goal of 840. And on these, I've gone to 2 contracts because in the NASDAQ, you just don't have to go as far to hit your goal. Also on this one, I tried something different, so I need to adjust this just a little bit. I need to bring the profit down probably $20 or $40 because I set the goal at 40 ticks, which is $200 per contract. So 2 contracts, that's $400 a trade. So I need to bring this down to 800 even. So both contracts are a fixed target of 40 ticks, and there's 40 ticks is 10 points, so there's 10-point moves all over the place in the NASDAQ. So that's another approach you could try. I continued to experiment with scalping in the bonds, and on this one here, I got 3 contracts at 2, 3, and 4 ticks. The size of these moves in the bonds is huge, but it's not much to ask for 2, 3, and 4 ticks, and there was a loser here that wiped out this first couple of trades, but it recovered with 2 winners in a row and hit its goal of, well, it didn't hit its goal, but it did 500 for the day. I had the goal higher here to, to let it trade. It's a limit order with a 1-tick pullback. So I didn't get filled here on this trade because it probably didn't pull back 1 tick. So I should probably just make this 0 to not miss this kind of a trade. Okay, this traded fully automated both directions, and this starts trading at 10:35, and there was a lot of back and forth, but it eventually got in its rhythm here and had several winners in a row and hit its goal of 750. Looks like it had a couple of ticks of slippage. 100% fully automated. Okay, so I was thinking about Jim's video yesterday, and even though this is in sim, I enabled the Autotrader to go long right here. And let me show you what that is on the 5-minute. So that was right here actually, very late in the day. That was like this kind of second test of this level. And so it was kind of coming down to this area, and there was a good bounce back here. And so the time of this trade was 15:40, and then you can see it here on the chart. This is the 15:40 5-minute bar here. So this caught this long really well, and this happened very, very quickly. Now, another way to see where to enable the Autotrader is to use the precision MA convergence, which is a 9, 18, and a 45. It's a 5, 9, 18, and 45 EMA, and basically it creates like a ribbon here. And what you want to do is notice the market structure on a 5-minute chart and enable the Autotrader on these pullbacks to the averages. You know, when you see the averages come together and roll over, there will always be a pullback here, and you can always enable a pullback on the 6 Super Renko. You'll catch the trade right here. The 45 MA, there's 95-minute bars in a day in a regular session, so the idea of the 45 MA is that this is the average price. This is a good example of a pullback. Probably in real time, this moving average was closer, but this pullback here, right to the numbers on the moving average, worked out pretty good. If you would have enabled shorts right here, you would have caught this giant move down. Okay, this was a Super Renko 6 that I just turned on, again based on looking where the chart goes, and I set a pretty large target because I thought the market was going to sell off. And if you look at this on a 5-minute chart, it is this was just after the start of the second session, so it's right about here. This is like 30 minutes after, and the market did sell off quite a bit. The time of this trade was 48 minutes after midnight, that is. So if we go here to, it was right about here. This is where I enabled it. This is 45, this is 50. So this kind of, I got red bars here and this kind of failure here. So again, picking spots to enable the Autotrader based on support and resistance. Alright, this one is a 500 tick, and I use the open range filter, and in this case at 100 ticks I'm trailing by bars, and unfortunately got stopped out here. So +1 for Jim on not using trailing stops, because if I didn't have a trail stop here I would have easily hit my goal of 750. But the Autotrader took another trade here. This was the first chance it got, a limit order with a 5-tick pullback and did take some heat here, but ended up hitting its goal on this second trade. So this open range filter is really a great tool in the auto trader to keep you on the right side of the market. We didn't get filled earlier here because I didn't get a 5-tick pullback on this trade or this opportunity here. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.